Hello, I'm Kevin Berger. If you're of a certain age, you probably know who Gumby, Skipper, and Slinky are. Toys of the 50s, 60s, and 70s is a national traveling exhibit developed by the Minnesota Historical Society, and it captures the pure fun of being a kid. Kate Roberts is the senior exhibit developer for the Minnesota History Center and helped develop this exhibit. She joins us for this segment of Newsmakers. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it sounds like a ton of fun, but this is a serious history museum.
Exactly.
Why an exhibit on toys?
Well, because a couple of reasons. One thing, toys really do reflect their times. You know, if you think about the astronaut toys of the 60s, for example,
Right.
G.I. Joe debuting in 1964 in the midst of the Vietnam War, you think about how closely toys really can reflect our shared history. The other thing is they're fun and we make an instant connection.
Well, I'm sure that there are toys there that we will all know, but
Yes.
there may be other toys that we're less familiar with. You brought this doll here. Can you tell us why this doll is significant?
Well, she's significant. Her name is Sarah Lee. And a woman named Sarah Lee Creech, a woman living in Florida actually, was committed to producing a doll that was really based on African American features. There had been African American dolls for decades, of course, but they were basically dyed white dolls. Sarah Lee Creech went out of her way to make sure that this was modeled on the features of African American children, and she enlisted some powerful people, including Eleanor Roosevelt, to get the doll into production.
So this baby doll really represents any number of social forces that were happening at the time.
Absolutely.
Now, some of the toys that you're talking about are certainly things I remember, but even if I didn't have them, maybe I remember the commercial.
Yes.
Are we going to see things like the way these products were sold to kids?
Well, and yes, in each of we have 3 living room settings, one from the 50s, one from the 60s, one from the 70s, and in each living room is a TV showing commercials of the period. And you're absolutely right. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from people, not I had that toy, but I wanted that toy.
Now, another one of the toys that you brought here, I had this one, Cootie.
Cootie, which so many of us recognize Cootie, maybe never even played the game that came with it, just love putting him together. But a lot of people might know that he's a Minnesota creation. Herb
Cootie
Schopper,
is?
yep,
Yes.
Herb Schopper was a Minneapolitan who invented him, and actually, the first Cootie sets were sold on consignment at Dayton's department store.
So a real Minnesota
product
bit of
right
vermin there.
and
Yes.
still very popular today.
Now, I'm sure that there are some toys that we as kids might have wanted, but our parents loathed. You've got kind of a naughty list of toys.
We do. There's the notorious Jart. And who doesn't remember
the Jart?
That? Yes, the backyard lawn dart. But the other
that
one
sent many children to the emergency room?
Yes. And the very famous phrase, you can poke an eye out with that thing. Did we all hear that? In fact, we collected stories for the exhibit, and one story that we got was a woman that said that she always associated Jarts with the words, stand back. Which I love. The other thing we have is the clacker, or the bolo ball, or whatever. It was known by many names, but people of a certain age will remember these. And I'm doing the very mild version.
Yes.
But
so
as
you
you
don't
probably
put my eye
know,
out.
exactly, if I could get this thing going, we'd be in trouble.
Kate, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the exhibit. I understand you've also co-authored a book to go with it.
Yes, Toys of the 50s, 60s, and 70s is coming out from MNHS Press, and it features 45 toys of the period. We're very excited about it.
We want to let you know how you can see this exhibit. I'm certain it's going to be a popular one. It is at the Minnesota History Center, debuting May 24th. And here's how you can find out more about all of that. That's it for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. Thanks for joining us.